They decided on the CT side.
All right, well, here we go then. Kicking it off. First round of our second best of 3 of the day, and already JR straight in there, snapping down. Might have seen trade it back as well. We're just seeing frags flying all over the shop. Seconds into the game. Kalinka. Gonna get kalunked. Zywoo fall over. We fall into a 3v3. 1 minute and 25 seconds as the bomb goes down. So they're quite speedy about this one. Kapacho playing close, just sat between AC. Let's see if he can cool down this round.
Let's see what he can do. We've already had the 1 kill come in.
Oh,
Gospadarov.
confetti now, but not too much like confetti, Mitch. Just enough. Ooh, hello. There'll be some celebrations for that one though. Topa.
He was up top. I think he could still have had an angle above the smoke, but he falls back. Why is he rotating so heavily? Are they looking for a save? Kalinka's found a double kill. Did they think that was a fake? I'm so confused. They get back to the site now, but it's a 3v3. JR would have been instrumental back on the site and get this defused. They've got a bit of utility to work with for NAVI. Tucked up behind the smokes. Already one coming through from Flarich, but he's only able for the one. This is troublesome. Manizi hiding behind the smoke, has a good angle onto the opposite, boosts up above, left into the 1v1, creeps in the smoke, gets around the side, but Problem spots him. No time. That's the problem. So although he picks up the op, he won't pick up the round. 3-0 for NAVI.
Yeah, got to get away. Got to let that one go.
And how well they play off each other. Kalinka's done his job, but Problem, he swung not too wide. He's able for 1, able for 2. Big plays by Problem. USP out as he runs out of ammo. Kalinka in the back lines. Had been spotted, but they don't know that he snuck his way over to those steel beams. Might just look to melt this attack. Flarich up behind the smoke. There's 2 deagles in play here. Big play by JR as well. Kalinka still harassing, and they have no idea about Flarich, who's looking set and primed. He knows he can't be pushed on the left. And once he doesn't move, this round is theirs. 20 seconds remaining. Shot missed. Kapacho quick on the frag. Gospa, he's good for the first. But how much more can he get? It's a 1v1. 8 seconds. Has to go for the plant. No idea where this final player is. Rushing over to the boxes. He'll put it down. He's sticking it. And that's the easiest kill.
Hello?
Look at JlaYm. He left that a little bit too long for my liking, but he found it.
All of these rounds have actually been quite close. Very reminiscent of what we had into the prior, but this time there was enough time for HellRaisers to seize the day and get themselves.
Especially when you're investing so heavily into rifles with such a low economy. But JlaYm, great position. Only good for deal with. Flash comes out. Gonna peek out on the ramp. 3 players pushing forward. There's a crossfire, though. This is the problem. Flarich, good for the first. Fear a little bit late coming up through short. They deal with Flarich, but then the op comes through. JR onto Fear. He got the shot just before the smoke bloomed. And a 2 versus 3. A tough one to win out. There we go. Looking at JR. I mean, he's tucked in. He doesn't really need to do anything at this point. He just waits for his teammates, let the smokes dissipate, let all the utility disappear, see if he can find a pick and cover his mates as they push back in. Kalinka, well, he just wins the round by himself on the flank on the ramp. Easy peasy. Defuse comes through, and that is going to be a nice, comfortable 3-2.
Well, you know what they say, Mitch? King Kalinka, he'll sink ya. And he did. NAVI, they went down like a sinking ship into that round, weren't able to pick it up.
You know, rounds like this, these are definitely there. He's been spotted down towards the bottom of the ramp, though. There were 3 players lined up in a firing squad, and JlaYm just peeks out. He goes for it. The nade sort of... That would be so aggressive. I guess for the CIS region, we shouldn't rule anything out. We shouldn't rule out Manizi, that's for damn sure. Second weapon to be past it.
Oh, no.
How's he done that? He's got a deagle at least. We'll see what he can do with that. Plant down, backing off. Manizi on the ramp. Gospa falls.
Oh.
There's the shot. Manizi, he's so damn good. He's gotten another. Kapacho picks up the M4, and now it's a 2 versus 1. Problem tapping the bomb. He's going to swing out, but the spray control not there. And Manizi in with a 4th kill. For aggressive position, he's flashed off the angle, manages to fall back. Okay, now on the site, but the smokes prove to be their enemy. There's a little bit of a gap, and they're caught off on the retreat. There's 1 kill at least, and we'll see what else they can muster. NAVI, they've got the plant. Yeah, you're not going to get them on the fallback there, unfortunately. That's...
Setting themselves up as well for the savings totem pole, trying to make the most of the fact that everyone's low. Bomb radius, of course, on Vertigo and Nuke.
HellRaisers get that little bit over aggressive, and JlaYm, you can see, was toying with the idea until that flash came over. He's caught up close and doesn't win the duel, but the trade is there. JR managing to quickly get it on the off. Flarich in for a double, but they're shut down over aggression again and again. HellRaisers just seem incapable of sitting with the advantage that they get. They always want to force the fight, and it is just not working out for them right now. A 1v2 for Problem. He was stuck towards the other side, now coming in for the retake. And he's going out the retake pretty quickly. 7-2.
Brandon, the superstar of Manizi, right? Like, that goes to show. It's a testament of how clear the
Of course they do. They always do. And low HP on JR, but he still manages to get a kill up aggressive. Falls back. The shot returned by Gospa, not quite landing. Now there's 3 players up close. They're going to just smoke this off and go in for the plant. Of course, they're worried about someone being behind them, but they also have to be worried about the spams and the nades that are still remaining, or potentially for HellRaisers. Look at this position by JR. Hyper aggressive up top. Shot missed, but Topa's there to swing in and get it anyways. And now the man advantage goes back to the T side, turning from the flash. Manizi ready to catch this as they come out. The firing squad awaits the swinging players. It's all down to Flarich. There's not a lot he can really do. This is likely 9-2, and there it is confirmed. NAVI Junior will cover off that angle. That's JlaYm. So both players super, super low here. And the utility still... Okay, nice shot by Problem. There we go. Kapacho dealt with. He barely survives that, but he does. That forces NAVI towards the ramp. They don't want to mess with this op. Their utility is still decent. They've got 3 smokes to play off of, as well as 2 mollies, a nade. And of course, that flash that's just now popped to allow this engagement where JR falls. So too does Flarich over towards the other side of the map. Here we go. Kalinka, I don't know how he's just pulled back a double kill out of that. Everybody was staring at him. But the problem is, okay, it's a 2v2. Okay, time is against them. But look at the weapons they've got to, or the health they've got to work with. There's practically none. And this is a long rotate. A very long rotate up to the B site. Fear has fallen, and they might have just lost this round because of that. This is a bit crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit bizarre. But NAVI Junior, I don't feel like they're done yet. I don't feel like just off the back of losing that 1 round, they're going to slow down. Straight back into the very aggressive A takes. Topa with the side swipe. He'll peek out, but Kalinka trades it. Ooh, Topa close in the smoke. Eventually going to hit the shot, and they do have an edge. It's a 4 versus 3. Obviously winning this, it goes 11-3 as well. The chance to have that very dominant half is coming up.
Away for sure, but look at this desolation. Everybody on the HellRaiser side just dealt with in a matter of seconds, and this is a clutch you almost need to go for. You almost need to win, but at the same time, look at the money. Better off playing to have a 4th round on the board, as unlikely as it seems. We don't know exactly where Problem is, but it doesn't matter. Manizi, Ferrari...
He's trying to be the wicked instigator of this, the fire starter himself. Couldn't prioritize the target, though. Didn't know which one to go for. So they actually picked themselves up 2 kills. Gospadarov has to trade it with 1.
This is the only option. 20 seconds remaining. It's time to blitz, and Problem, well, he's going to be the problem for NAVI Junior. He picks up the first. He's shut down right after. Swing through. Manizi. He's got the space, and he might just have found the plant as well. He has the cover. 2v2. They're trying to shut him down, but they can't get there in time. Good shot. And JlaYm, he was way too aggressive. Die almost every single time, and the confidence misplaced. And that one there, I'll accept it. Oh, jeez, what a nice little tap. But
site and forcing the rotate out, but they've not fully rotated yet. They weren't 100% sure if this was going to be a major committal, but now off that.
Well, there we go. Time ticks away. They waited a bit. Good flash to start it. Fear able to capitalize off his own. Manizi, oh no. Oh no, Jackie, look how quickly it's fallen apart. Flarich is able to at least pick up a double, but Fear closes this one out. The defuse, more than enough time to get it done.
Built up. In terms of the buy, yes, it is quite close. Obviously, gun skill going to play a major factor. And Gospadarov going to be an even try and gain control back, but they're not round yet. They're only teasing it. Now walking in, he peeks, gets 1. How is he allowed to get 2 frags off the back of this? There's no trade against the 3 men that were there. When he falls, they trade rapidly.
Bomb down, 2 players watching it. Good luck dealing with this one. Gaspa, oh, he's having a rough time spraying that FAMAS like it's an M4. But
how the series is going to go, but I think you're right, mentality-wise, HellRaisers, they're going to be in a world of pain if this gets shut down 16-3.
Well, it might be 16-4. That's the upside here, Jackie, if we want to be positive about it, because HellRaisers seem to be putting up a bit of a fight in this round. Let's see that fall apart, as Kappa is good for the first. Eliminates problem. Nade down bottom ramp, going to do some damage. JR now just 20 health. Flarich is in position. Might catch the CTs off guard, but they spotted his shoulder and shut him out right away. Everybody's low on the CT side. This is winnable, but the shot, the headshot, the kalinka. Oh, this is tragic if they lose this one. JR, quick to find the frag, but shut down after. Is his teammate, leaving JR all by himself, up in hand, looking for the 2 kills. There's a player up in the smoke. He's one hit. If they just sneeze on him, he's going to be going down. And it looks like that might be what happens. Quick swing by Fear. Lots of control. They're going back to watch for any sort of a rush down Ivy. And oh, they've caught Gospa. This is where you can shift the main. And I think they presumed with that kill that they found, you will either see an Ivy or T main push. But for NAVI, due to the positions they were in the site, and that problem that evolves from there is you don't really have information. You don't have the time to fully clear all of these angles. And that's where someone like Monizi, caught in the backlines, well, he could be a thorn in your side if JR wasn't smart enough to check that through the smoke.
Yeah, shutting him down. And taking away a lot of the stock that NAVI Junior could have had into this round. Fear with a peek. Not looking as clean. Couldn't actually get the shot off with the USP. Pressure being applied back to bomb train, and the trades are coming in quick, but they're all being dropped, and the CTs will die. Giving the round up. If you get him to transition over, then both of you can be awake at night. It'll be fine.
Exactly. My girlfriend will love it. But here we go. Gospa, he's going to see what he can get done. Scout in hand. Push coming out of heaven. He hears the steps. He gets the shot through the smoke, but that's all he's good for. Shut down right afterwards, and this force buy, this full buy, really, I think I call it more a force for NAVI. Doesn't really seem to net them a whole bunch. Flash through.
Would have a good start, because Vertigo was just abysmal. They weren't really finding anything. Confidence was at an all-time low into a lot of the gunfights. Some of the only rounds they won were from clutches at the start of the game, and then never again, so it was spooky. At least it worries me. If they don't get a start soon, it feels like this could spiral out of control. You concede sort of 5 or 6 rounds. Ugh, it would be an awkward one. This is an awkward fight as well, but Kapacho
B as well, and pulling back out of it and conceding it with just the single man. Oh, the nade as well. That was weird. We saw on the mini-map it going out. What we've also seen is Monizi going out of the round nice and early. JlaYm hitting that headshot. Kalinka ready to swing, catches one. Doesn't know about the second, though, so the trade is good. And a 2 versus 1 to win for JR. With the op, it's difficult to force these fights. You can be traded on so easily, but the thing that he has in his advantage is that they don't know where he is. And they haven't got the bomb down either. Remember, he has that. They can't group up, meaning that he can find 1 kill and then look for a second. There's the first JR. He's pushing forward. He drops down. That's heard. Oh, well, that's just a disaster. He gambled every angle he cleared. And
Topa with the MP9 might get a chance to use it early on here. Ooh, a lot of damage done onto
man advantage. You don't want to throw this one away. One man behold, a little bit of utility thrown out to try and fake it, but it doesn't seem to be working. HellRaisers still running into a full stack defense on A. Topa swinging around the back of the train, good for a double. And Fear, oh, well, he's actually dealt with. It's now down to just 1 versus 2, but the problem is, he's 3 HP. It should be so easy to deal with this guy. You've got a nice little flank angle as well. Good crossfire. They spotted going to the site. Here's the swing from Pop Dog and the finisher to the round. 3-3.
Back on the previous map, the first in the series, where NAVI just ran away with things. Fear trying to run away there, but can't. Struck down as he'll drop. Topa trades it back and at least is able to undo some of the upstring the defenses of B. Gospadarov rotated over there. Looks like he's watching upper, and you've got lower control for Kapacho.
Oh, well, look at this. Blood flowing towards the B side. They haven't cleared the spools. It's going to cost them. Kapacho, good for the final 2 to close it out. 5.
Greatness, or at the very least, a bit of gore. Molotov dropped. Denies the entry. Kapacho as well. Literally just decapitating them. Flarich will at least pipe back up and do something to try and slow this down. It is a 4 versus 4. Tight angles being taken. Topa not hitting that. And they're crumbling. Off the back of having one rifle, they're scavenging more. They're getting more and more firepower the longer this round goes on, and it's got a limited time on it, an expiry date. That's when the bomb detonates. JlaYm will be slain as m0NESY is able to hit the shot with the M4. We're down to a 3v3. Retake possible. Is it actually going to happen?
Oh, the spam of the smoke doesn't catch the player, but here we go. Quick as can be. Problem left alone with a deagle. He finds one, but he's got to find three. There's the second, looking for the third, but the shot is connected. Fear out of time and out of the game. That is HellRaisers with a phenomenal force buy, full utility coming into the round. And they really, this is a waiting game. Who moves first? And it's going to be Kalinka. He's looking to swing around this corner, and the FAMAS wins the fight. There's NAVI losing just one. Or dropping just one, I should say, but a second comes in for Gospadarov, and here's the push to sight. Oh, he just keeps on going with the op.
They're trapped. They're being pushed as well. Actually going for a bit of a gamble here to try and force the AKs out of their hands. If possible, slaying them after time would be the most lucrative way to play this, but Fear, he's going in early. Actually hits the headshot, though, to at least kill one. Drops the flash as well, but he's being chased around the corner. He'll tipple over.
The CT side. See how things develop. 1 minute left in the clock. Run boost out. Good shot by m0NESY. Communication was all have their eyes trained on Pop Dog. And that operator. There we go. Knew it was going to happen. Gospa with the op. He's trained in towards T main, waiting for a player to walk out. Now he's seen them come out, so he swaps over to site, looks on top of the train, and he's not even needed because it's just being cleaned up by the rest of his teammates. Down to a 3v3. Kalinka pushing out of IV. I'm worried. So Topa was pushed out by the Molotov. He gets caught through the train, and now he's in danger. But he actually spotted Kalinka's leg. He saw him through the gap in the smoke. He's dancing around the site. Whoa, that was Gospa. I thought that was Topa. That would have been nuts. The shot by Gospa again connected. His hopper is nuts, and the repositioning is ultimately what gives Topa that. Looking for something up there. Perhaps it's a round win. They've been looking for that quite some time and finding them again and again. But this time, HellRaisers, they're able to win it. The totem pole drop. And the kill afterwards. A 5v4. A man advantage. Could be the first time we've seen HellRaisers convert a man advantage and keep it there for more than 10 seconds. But with 25 on the clock, it's time to get a move on. It's time to make a move. And they've faked this out perfectly. NAVI think it's the B hit. But hold on. It might not matter because again and again, the shots are connecting. The op used by Gospa expertly. 10 seconds left. The bomb is crossing out in the open. Kalinka has to cause a distraction. Has to buy his teammates some time. And he does that. He takes down Fear, who'd been boosted up above. A 2v2, a flank coming around through spawn, a player up in heaven. That's always such a hard position to clear out. And look at JR. The timing is godlike. He's coming up behind. The shot already connected to kapacho, which just closed that down.
JR will get the AWP, though, so all in all, they still get what they wanted. They only really want the one AWPs. T-side train, you don't want to do anything too wild. Takes a little while.
Certainly could be. Oh, well, narrow. As they push forward, the mollies come down from the CT side. Aggressive position out in front of oil. This is dangerous. And HellRaisers, they were stopped on the ramp, but the message wasn't there for the player in heaven who just ran straight out to his death. Interesting move. Interesting communication. To fight on, right? Because it no longer is it left and right. It's now like spinning in a circle when you're looking straight up, so it's difficult. He drops back to a more comfortable position, but it's not so comfy when this Glock bullet's delivered straight to your head. Hand delivered by m0NESY. Now we come onto the site with a man advantage. Flarich tries to pull it back, but it's Kalinka who's doing a lot of the work. JR, I don't know how none of those shots hits. He's being robbed. And in the end, still NAVI Junior ahead. Look at the HP. Flarich, Kalinka so damn low. The Glocks, it's only a matter of time before one of them comes around the corner and catches a kill, or maybe it isn't, because it's all down to Topa. A 1v3. Range duel with the Glock, never going to be ideal, but he takes down Problem. Both of these players are low, but so is time. 15 seconds remaining. He rushes forward. He knows there's someone close. He deals with him, looking for the final. Over to the USP. 8 seconds. Bomb. Go up. Bomb, there we go. Oh, no, he's not got the bomb.
No.
He's lost the round because he failed to pick it up. The swing and the death. Oh, no.
Oh, no. He can instigate a nice opening kill if he's able to play the way he wants. He's peeked up aggressively. Nice face, clean kill.
Upper. Instead of the traditional sort of connector rotate play. But it doesn't seem to matter. You know, they're finding every single kill. I thought there was going to be a peek on upper there. It looks like Gospa wanted to do it, but instead it's actually the CTs pushing it. Gospa gets shot in the back. It's an MP9 that finds that frag in a 5v2.
I'd only ever played this map one other time on HLTV. That was what we were talking about at the start. It was a point that started to look like maybe it was a benefit because obviously they were an unexpected opponent here for HellRaisers and they've been putting up a good fight. Does seem like it's nowhere near as commanding as it once was though. Certainly since they've been on the T side, they've stagnated slightly. They've been more limited by economy as well off the rounds that they've been losing with how bad they've been getting beat here. And again, they are going to...
Dumpster. Can't remember the word.
Tip. Or a skip.
Skip. There we go.
Skip.
That's the word. Well, they're skipping on through to the site because Fierce found himself a quick double. The op up behind. He's given an opportunity. But the player's able to sneak on out. Problem trading out his teammate, but it might not be enough. They need to get all the kills. A 2 versus 2. Bomb faked. Swing there. Topa gets the frag, and it's all down to JR. For a second there, I think Gospa thought the round was over.
Yeah,
he just took his knife out. But the swing. JR's got it. But he's in the molly, and he's out 23 HP. The problem is, he's up against an opper, so that health probably won't really matter.
Oh, he's nearly burned. He's got himself quite fragile. He's going to jump on a bomb. He is just defusing it. He does need to peek. He's not peeking. He's just defused.
God. And they're going to hit 12 if they win this. All right, Navi will be forced down to an eco. Oh, that's close, but Fear wins it just about. Smoke out. But again... HellRaisers, they love this 3-man stack on B. We saw it in just the previous round. This time it's without any further aggression on A. But that gamble, it might just pay off. JR, he's caught outside. Another molly goes through. It lands in the smoke. This is an opportunity now because they can push out without having to worry all too much. The tags on the JR are there. He isn't able to return the damage. Oh, the nade on his head. The molly forcing him back into...
NAVI that are starting to steal away the game. Of course, it all starts with this first move. You take away this one. Side into the 22nd. What is the play going to be? Aggressive move towards Ivy early on. Again, JR with the quick faces. He's done.
They're pushing forward. They're going to come through the smoke.
Utility being used as well from NAVI to actually get out their smokes to try and take the A side control. A lot quicker here. Manizi with the first frag. He'll get the flick off onto Kalinka. Put him to bed with the AWP. Side swipe as well. Gospadarov. Not cleaning up too easily against LaYm there. There'll be the trade back from Flarich, and we do fall into the 4 versus 3. Minute and 27 seconds left on the clock. A lot of time for the CTs. Not a lot of lives. That's actually quite rough. The backstab onto Flarich as it will be able to land in the butt for him. And then JR in a 1v4, slowly making his move down the stairs. Wandering his way away. So NAVI straight back.
Oh no, that's because some person kept saying they were sprained. That was all. So
yeah, true.
Wouldn't listen. But anyways, enough of that. Star Riders, they've got the full buy, the final full buy underway. Look at this aggression by Fear. He's just rushed out when Easy picked off trying to follow, but Fear's made it all the way down to Green Train. This is where he could completely catch them off guard. They don't expect it. Kalinka hasn't got a clue. He's spraying away, but Fear gets caught. Flarich checks the corner, and Kalinka sees his life flash before his eyes, realizes he was just moments away from death. So too are some of these CTs with Topa coming out for 1, for 2. He knows there's another in spawn. He could pull this round back all by himself, but he forgot about Flarich.
Can he capitalize on them? The sniper with a hell of a scope, looking to take out a cop or two, finds the first flick onto J towards bomb train. 20 seconds on the timer, flanking his way around. If he hits this, it's winnable. Goes into the 1v1. Problem, 3 HP, has to push down soon. Bomb will be planted All of the odds are against the CTs now. Gospadarov, 33 HP, jumping up, exposing himself, spots him out, hits the shot, and he's done it. 15 to 11. This next round, Smoke's going in towards the B site as well to make the execution. Brehze charges in, and he wants to make this look so simple. If he can get the backstab off, his teammates will do it with a full frontal assault. We're already down to 3 players remaining for HellRaisers, and this is looking grim.
It absolutely is. The FAMAS ×2, the scout as well. But Brehze's position, he's been here before. That was giving away his position, and he's not going to get the kill. But the trade is there immediately. Gospa on range, looking for another victim. Fear dealt with a 2v2. It's starting to pull back for HellRaisers, but they've still to deal with Gospa. He has been the savior of the game so far. And he's coming through with more. Catching one. Might be left the 1v1 in a second. JlaYm almost capitalizes on kapacho.